Okay, so as long as it's legal, do you care what parents do for a living if they're going to be around your kids? A California mom of three told People magazine that her sons were expelled from their Catholic school because of the racy photos on her OnlyFans account. And that's a subscription based adult site where members sell often racy photos and videos. So would this bother you if you were a parent?
Okay, I want to go to Monica on Twitter, and she writes, if you're going to expel her children, you should also expel the person who discovered her OnlyFans in the first
Yeah.
place. This all makes zero sense.
Snap.
Hashtag let her live. Monica, I was about to say the exact same thing. I'm like, who found it? It's a subscription only website. So you should be looking at that person and what they're doing with their free time because mama's just making a living. And P.S., dad's involved too. So there's that. And I think, like, since when, maybe California is different, but since when is there like a task force that is checking in on the appropriateness of people's jobs? Unless there is a child in danger, it is none of your business what mom and dad are doing. Like you said, Jess, as long as it's legal, if they are providing for their family, that child is safe and happy and fed and cared for and dressed, it's none of your business. One thing is a teacher, looking at a teacher's private activities, there's definitely grounds to question that. But parents, keep your nose
Oh,
in your
everything
own
is a
business.
judgy parent's business. Everything is a judgy parent's business. This is the lesson here.
I mean, I don't know. I have some thoughts. First of all, I'm curious about how this woman went from making like 10K a month to all of a sudden 150K a month.
Oh, I see the
Part of me can't
photos.
help but wonder about all the people who are writing about this right now that are inadvertently drawing attention to it, and then therefore it's like a free ad. Anyway, I have a bunch of questions. Why send your kids to a religious school? Knowing that most religions, most especially Catholics, have a kind of like, let's just say, a problem with sex. And in fact, in this school, apparently they had a handbook, a student handbook that I guess this code of conduct goes against. I don't know about these things. All I know is that I talk about sex a lot. I actually do content about sexuality and sexual health. I purposely don't send my son to a Catholic school. That's a choice I made. Second question, what is
It's
the nature
consensual.
of their
It's
content
not
exactly?
sex. It's not sex. And she's with her husband. This is a fully consensual, married, happy couple. Just maybe showing,
Well, I
do
don't
it
know the nature of their
pictures online.
content. I'm not an OnlyFans subscriber, so all I know is I'm curious about, and I'm not going to subscribe to find out, but I'm curious about whether or not it's like pinup photos, like the equivalent of anything you would see on a racy IG account, or is it like spread eagle? Like is it like what is the content? Because I think
Hold
that
on,
that
I'm
makes a difference.
surprised to hear
Also,
this
why
from you,
can't
Sin. I'm surprised. It's like if there was
why
a sex worker
why?
who had a child who has to go to school, why would the child be discriminated against because of mom's job as a sex worker, as an example? To me, this smells like all kinds
I'm not saying
of
the
a
child should
discrimination
necessarily be
lawsuit.
discriminated against. I'm just saying there's
The two
certain
boys
choices
were
you could make that are
expelled.
different. Like, why not put on a mask? Why not do the content and put on a mask? I'm not saying it has to be this mask, but you could do the content. You can do your job. You can make your living while still protecting your identity and perhaps the identity of your children.
Well,
I'm
that
just
does
raising
not
the
look
questions.
sexy
I
at
don't
all
have
to
a
me.
stance on this.
Well,
I'm
I'm
well,
just
surprised
saying.
because
You can
I'm
also, for
just
one more
surprised
second,
because
I'm
it's
going to raise
you.
one more thing. But why? I'm just raising questions about the many nuances. To me, this is what I am known for is about looking at scenarios with nuance. And I think also I put myself in the position of the kid. And let's say whether it was through online content or through live experience, if I walked in on my friend's parents sort of spread eagled in a bedroom in a context, I'm not sure I'm going to want to go to their house for like a sleepover party and hot dogs afterwards. I don't know, but
Oh
I
my
think we have to
gosh,
think about the
Cynthia,
experience of the
it's
kids.
a married couple who are consensually, by
I
everything that
know.
I've been able to find, are just showing cute pictures of themselves, maybe a little racy pictures of themselves
Oh, I don't
on
know.
a
Is that all
subscription
it is?
website.
Li-
Okay. So let's
are we
assume that
I
ignoring?
even
don't
if
know
Are
the
this is
nature of the
sex,
content. I
aren't
want to be
we?
even if we
clear.
assume it's sex,
None of us
she's not
know.
having sex with somebody else. The person in the photos with her is apparently her own husband. So the Catholic Church believes in marriage. They have divorced parents,
So
kids in their
you're
school.
okay.
Why
So
are you not expelling
Marquesa,
those children?
But Cynthia, here's the
that doesn't even
situation. Do you
I don't
think
I'm not I
do you,
didn't say anything. I just want to be totally clear. I didn't say anything about the expulsion. I was raising questions about why they sent their kids to Catholic school? What was the nature of the content?
I
And
get what you're
why don't they
saying.
wear
I get what
a
you're
mask
saying,
or
Cynthia.
two?
Like, what were they expecting? Kind of like, and can we just go back to the kids for a second, because they were the ones expelled, and the son shall not suffer for the iniquity of the father, nor the father suffer for the iniquity of the son. That's Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 20.
Whoa.
AKA, if you're wicked, then that's on you, not your kids. I mean, Catholic priests who've, shall we say, done far worse in the eyes of Jesus have been punished far less. And I love this, because these Catholic parents and the principal, clearly without sin casting the first stone, John chapter 8, verse 7, are reacting in a way perfectly on brand. This should surprise
Why
no
is this
one.
a sermon? How did this turn into a sermon?
Because of the irony here, quite frankly, no one, including Crystal Jackson, aka Mrs. Poindexter, should be surprised by this. The Catholic Church is
But okay, here's the
filled
thing.
with
Are we
contradictions.
sure that this is a religious? I mean, religion may have been an excuse for this. To
It's a
me,
Catholic
what this was
church.
about was
Or
this mom is hot, and some other parents saw how hot this mom was, and they were like, oh, I do not want my husband looking at this mom. Let's turn this into a scarlet letter. Here, there's a literary reference to match your Bible reference, Jess. She's now the new Hester Prynne, and she has been outcast for the very reason of like, other parents were like, we don't want her in our friend group because what if our husbands are more attracted to her than they are to us? I think
Oh, I hadn't
that's
even
what
thought
this is
about that.
about. That is, to
Interesting.
me, that is exactly what it's about. That's the drama here.
But-
They got together on the
are we
group chat
saying now-
to
but
go
hold
back
on,
to your
to make this
question.
equal.
They got together on
Yeah.
the group chat and they turned her into an outcast.
But
listen,
what I'm
it's the
saying is
same
anyone
rigor
surprised?
going into looking up to any and every other parent's jobs? Like, so what, are you going to start outing mob bosses now? Like, let's get serious for a second here. Are we saying now that we're going to have a task force to verify the appropriateness of every parent's job, and that therefore the child should be punished because of the parent's job? This sounds ridiculous.
I don't think anyone's saying that. I think this is a funny conversation.
I don't think I honestly
It's
don't
not
even
funny
think it
if two boys
has
have
to
been
do with
expelled from
jealousy.
school.
It is jealousy.
Two boys are out of
They'll go to
school,
another
and this
school.
will
They'll be
on
better
their
off
record.
at another school.
It's on their record
It's also
that they were
like in
expelled.
California. It's also in California where like Hollywood is based. So based on this criteria, if a parent is an actor and has an explicit sex scene or several explicit sex scenes, and everybody watches that movie, are we going to get rid of that parent's kids from this school?
Well, if
I mean, this
That's what
opens up.
OnlyFans is. It's a job.
Why
It's a
are
living.
there? Yeah. I just think that there's like, many questions about this that we still don't know the answer to, and I think the expulsion of the kids seems ridiculous. Of course, but again, I think that there's some choice, some judgment calls to be made for parents who send their kids to a religiously based school that they don't even want to have sex ed classes. We've had so many conversations about the problems with even them talking about sex. So until we resolve that, I don't think we're at the level of OnlyFans.
I totally agree, Cynthia.
conundrum.
It's like Mrs. Poindexter's grabbing her pearls, but she put her kids in a Catholic school that has a handbook and is preaching stuff to their kids, and is shocked when the church or when this Catholic school is behaving exactly the way one would expect. This is so on brand for a Catholic school.
Oh my gosh. I was with the gospel according to Jess until that moment. I really, really was.